Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobes show on the 2nd of April 2020. I'm Richard Vobes and I'm here for your entertainment and you're here for my entertainment, and together we will entertain one another, and that's the order of the thing. We've got some videos and we've also got the phone line. Let me just shove that up so you know what to do. You can call in the show. So far, there's 66 people already lined up at the door, waiting to come in. Tickets, please. Get your tickets, please. Rickets, please. Get your rickets here, please. Thank you very much for coming along. Let's very quickly go and see who we have out there. Have you all been clapping? I've noticed that you've all been saying that you've been out there going to the NHS and all the key workers and the shopkeepers and everybody else keeping this nation going. Well done. Thank you very much for that. I did do a sort of each end of my house, because out the front people were blowing their horns and clapping, and I raced to the window at the back where they were clapping outside the supermarket near me. Alex Braid is there. Andrew Norris. Thank goodness Andrew Norris is there. We have stay to the end, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a hilarious Andrew Norris moment in today's show. I cannot wait to share it with you. Andy Frierson, Andy Stacey, and Osborne, thank you, Anne, for your very, very generous cheque, which landed on my mat this morning. So kind. I did send an email. Audrey Forbes Hamilton, Barry Stevens, Cynthia's Camera, Ed Loud, Ernie, Fiona Cooper, Graham Whittington. Graham, thank you for your video, but I couldn't put it in today's thing. Two reasons. One, it's a bit long, and the second one mainly is it's got commercial music in it, and I think YouTube would have an issue if I play it in. That's really the only main reason. But it was also about 4 minutes. Joe Currid, Judith, the lovely Julia there is there. How are you? I miss you, lovely Julia. Kevin's Rambles. We don't miss him. No, of course we do. We miss the lovely Kevin as well. Laura Riddle, Leslie Couch, Les Jervis. Linda Kane, who demands that Philip Mercer comes out of retirement. Mark Donny McLeod, Marriott Genealogy, Mike Dixon. We have a video from Mike Dixon in today's show. Mike Stevens. So many of you. It's so marvellous. Miss K's Adventures, Phil Hammond, Rich Terry. River Reads Roblox. That's a new one to me. Hello to you. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Ron Langley, Stephen Blakey, Stephen Musco, Steve Dobbing. Where in Sussex? The list is endless. The list is endless. Thank you so much. 71 already, and we haven't even done anything, which is fantastic. Thank you for joining us tonight. Lots of comments coming already. We have a very amusing and entertaining video for you from Andrew Norris in Croatia, who sent in today. We also have videos from lots of other people, which I should have made a list, but I daren't suddenly switch to my video thing in case I send something off by mistake. Anyway, how are you doing with Thursday? It's nearly the weekend. Blimey. Can you imagine getting to the weekend and being able to put your feet up, relaxing and not having to do very much? You don't have to go out. You could stay inside this weekend. Why not? Put your feet up. Be easy. Watch a film. Probably haven't had a chance to watch a film, but I expect you've been so busy with lots of things going on in your life. You know, God, if only, eh? If only. But life's just so busy. So what have you been doing? Ed Loud says something to lovely Julia. There isn't a cartoon elephant called Barber or something. Barber Papa. Do you remember Barber Papa? Is that what you're talking about? Barber Papa. Golly, that takes me back. Mark Selwood has arrived. Hello, Mark Selwood. Kevin's Ramble says, I missed the first 2 minutes. I didn't have the live show showing. A lot of people saying they're not getting the notification. I think you have to press the little notification bell, but I wouldn't rely on it. I would just rely on a clock that says at 8 p.m. Generally, that is when the show starts. We have a call straight off like that. Isn't that amazing? Let's find out who is our mystery caller. Hello to you.
Hello, Richard. How are you? It's Dave.
Hello, Dave. How are you doing down there in the New Forest?
Oh, well, I thought I'd get in before the usual stalwarts.
Before the rabble. Before the rabble.
How are you getting on?
Yes, I've. Do you know I had 3 hours off today.
Oh, well done.
I caught up with everything I needed to do after 3 o'clock till 6. I did like the SE, do the washing up and do a few household chores. And I was going to sit down and read a book. I was,
Well, it's funny I was going to say about reading, because that's one of the things I thought I'd do a lot of during this shutdown. But
yes.
I don't know about you, but I found it quite hard to sit down for a long period of time to read, because I'm just not used to it. And the other thing as well, it's hard to know what day of the week it is at the moment.
It's Thursday, mate. It's Thursday.
Yeah, especially as there's a Vogue show every night. You know, I used to be able to work out my week around the Vogue shows, but now there's one every night. I don't know where I am.
No, I know. It's I have to rely on the calendar, or I constantly look down at the little clock and date thing on the computer to tell me. But you've knocked out some videos, or at least you've got.
Well, I had 3 that were in the can, as it were, and I wasn't sure whether to sort of show. But yeah, the one went live today, and then I've got one over the next fortnight, and then after that, I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah.
There's so many times one can make a video of the recreation ground.
Well, that's right. It's boring me at the moment. Although the dogs are enjoying it at the moment, playing ball in the garden. Although that's more for my entertainment than theirs at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, the car's been in the garage for 10 days in a row now. I haven't touched that.
Well, this is the thing. Somebody reminded me you've got to turn the engine over once a week. And I'm going. I know they say non-essential journeys. But I'm going to take the car. I'm going to risk it. Now, where I am, I'm right next to the supermarket. So I'm going to think of getting up at 5 o'clock where there's nobody about and just driving into the supermarket car park, going around a couple of times and coming back in. So I'm not technically on the road, but and then that way I'm not actually upsetting anybody. But I'm actually.
I have got one essential drive to do tomorrow because it's the old dad's funeral tomorrow. Of course, how that's changed. I think they're only going to allow 6 mourners, and we've got to be 2 meters apart. So you can't even sort of.
Wait, hang on a minute. You're 2 meters apart. You'll end up at different people's gravesides, won't you?
Well, that's what It's a crematorium, but you know how big some of those rooms are. It's going to be really odd. And
yes.
Normally you have 6 pallbearers. I think there's only going to be 2, and so it's all going to be odd.
No!
The trolley. I don't know. Yeah, but having said that, I mean, I laugh at it. I think in a couple of weeks' time they're talking about no mourners at all. So, but
the only way you could do it would be to sneak in another coffin.
Well, yeah.
I don't mean to make light of it because it is your father that passed away quite recently, and our feelings go out to him.
Yeah, no, I was quite. To me, it's going through the process because I was actually with him when he left, as it were. So I've already said goodbye to him.
Yes.
Yeah, but but eventually, see, I will. Well, I also have my black tie on tomorrow. So if I am stopped by the police for an essential journey, I suppose I can show them the tie.
Yeah, absolutely. Show them the tie. Yeah. You could have that in the car permanently, couldn't you? I'm just going to another. I mean, in this case. Loads of people, because of the situation, lots of people are dying, but you could just go, I'm just going to another funeral.
Yeah.
I've got 2,000 funerals to go to today,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been out of the village. I have no idea how strict, people have been going on the forest or not. You look on Facebook, but you don't know who to believe.
I don't think you should believe anything you see on social media or anything you believe in mainstream media. Come to that.
Confusion. The latest thing's on masks. Do we wear them or not? I think is it in Austria where they're making it compulsory to have a mask in the supermarket.
Yeah, it's all right if it's a Mickey Mouse mask or one of Donald Duck.
And Czechoslovakia, I think it's everywhere. And yet here they're saying that it's a waste of time. We don't know who to believe.
No, I mean, it would be awkward if we had to go out, me going out to do my daily walk in a mask.
No, that would be a frightening thought.
Although, of course, I could send other people out and they could just walk about and point at things. I sit at home and do the voiceover. No one would know it wasn't me.
There is one thing I was going to say before we go. Just a shout out to Kevin, because one of the things that we were going to, Kevin and I were due to do a walk together at Cocking, so we put that on the back burner. But I thought I basically needed some eye candy in my videos.
Oh, steady.
Kevin was my man.
There was I thinking it was going to be Olivia Newton-John.
Well, she's too expensive for me, unfortunately.
Oh, is she? And of course, she's probably in isolation as well.
Cup of coffee.
Yeah, Kevin is a second it's his second, whatever it is, down the line from Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah. Anyway, I shall let you get on. Nice speaking to you.
Yeah, nice to speak to you, Dave. You look after yourself.
Okay, mate.
Take care. Thanks for ringing.
Bye.
There we go. The lovely Dave Ford, and he has got a YouTube channel where he walks with his dog Logan and tells you some fascinating and interesting things. And I have to say, I watched his video today, and I'm getting a bit worried now because he does his research, he knows what he's talking about, he puts up some nice graphics, and it makes me look like I'm just sort of slovenly. I'm just meandering about going, oh, well, here's a place. I don't know anything about it, but it's nice, isn't it? It's nice. That's me, whereas Dave's done all the research and he's doing it in earnest. And so check out his channel. Dave, if you're still there, out there in the Vobosphere, just type in the name of your channel so people can find it. That would be great. So there we are. Shall we go to a video? No, let's have a look at the Mike Dixon. Mike says, I telephoned ITN News Desk and suggested that the NHS care homes, nursing homes and care homes donated swimming pool goggles as PPE eye protection. I was infection control officer in the NHS. Oh, right. So it might be a bit scary, though, don't you think? If you're an old person sitting in a care home, especially if you've got mild dementia, you know, if you've got complete dementia, you wouldn't really care. I know what the situation is because my dad had it. But if you're there with mild, you know, and they're trying to sort of get you to remember what it was like when you were a child and this, that and the other, and they're coming in with these goggle eyes, I think that might be a bit scary, don't you? I think that might be a bit, that would put me off, somebody coming over with those. David Hawkins says, Dave, I've got the same thing with my husband's funeral next week. Oh, yes, of course. We are live streaming it to the relatives. Only 10 mourners allowed. It did, I have to say, I mean, you know, if it's a relative to you, and of course death is something we can't really talk about too much or make light of in this current situation because, of course, there are so many people and it is very, very sad. That said, though, 2 pallbearers holding a coffin, I guess it is possible, but I guess they'll just wheel them in on a tea trolley, I suppose. David Keel says, sorry, wrong time to mention it. Not quite sure what he mentioned. The April Fool's thing. Sorry to hear the sad news of your caller, says Robert Baxter. I know we are trying to keep the show light, so let's not go down. If you have got some very sad news, don't mention it here because I don't want to make a joke out of it if I really oughtn't. And the thing is, I very often put my foot in it, as you probably know. Mark Donny McLeod says, most masks do absolutely nothing, they say. I've been hearing this debate one way or another. Does it do something? I mean, unless it's the right type of mask, you know, it's got to have everything. Otherwise, I think it is pretty silly, and you may as well do nothing. But I worry if you've got a mask on, you know, whatever it is, you're breathing into it and it's absorbing the atmosphere. And then unless you're throwing it away and getting a new mask, or you're disinfecting it each time, putting it into a big bucket of bleach, how you know you've got to have what you need is a sort of windscreen wiper affair with Domestos in it, so it squirts in. Don't get it in your eyes, for God's sake. Use a little bit of chlorhexidine. That's always good for the eyes, apparently, especially when they're removing your eye. Do you know, I was thinking of making a video because I was getting desperate for ideas, you know, locked in. What can I talk about? What could I make a video about? And I thought, I could do a video about the history of the nastiness of what happened to my eye. Blessing the NHS for how they looked after me in this particular case, and then I could take the artificial eye out that I actually have, the prosthesis, and show you it, you know, plonking into a glass and saying goodnight to it and saying, look after me, get it? Watch over me while I sleep, all those jokes that I do every night before I go to... But there's a common thing that people say to me when they realise that I've actually got a prosthesis eye, fake eye. They do say, do you take your eye out at night and leave it in a glass of water? No, of course I don't. I put it in a glass of gin. Nature's Beauty's out there. She says it's all a cover-up for them to put the 5G mast up so that we can fry our brains out and burn our skin. Yes, that could be it, couldn't it? Whilst we're all locked up inside, they're cutting the trees down and shoving up the 5G. There's a conspiracy theory, if ever you wanted one. Love it. Do like the conspiracy theories. I mean, I think, as I said the other night, you've got to listen to everything and make your own mind up. Don't shut yourself off to something just because it's far-fetched. Just listen to it, even if it is far-fetched, and then you can dismiss it, because at least if you listen to it, you can ask the questions. Robert Croser, eye candy, he loves it. Yeah, we should have a pin-up in here, really, of Kevin Hall, shouldn't we? Just to keep all the girls and boys that way inclined going. Going for the door or the sick bucket. We have another phone call. We haven't even got to a video yet. Let's find out who the mystery caller is. Let me shove on my headphones and say hello to you. Hello, Mr.
Hello.
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 I must be behind your thing.
There's what, sorry?
Must be behind your pictures.
What is that, Dean?
Yes.
It's Dean Cooper, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dean Cooper.
I'm watching you on my computer, but you haven't put your headphones on yet. But,
Yeah, no, I know. There's a 35-second delay.
Oh, here we go. So he's got them on now.
Yeah.
Right now, Richard. Well, I've got an issue.
You got an issue?
You're out. Yeah, I've got an issue. I did put a post up there, but
Right.
your outbound sound settings for your microphones.
Yes.
Are they up as you normally have them? Because obviously I'm only just hearing you on my computer and it's at full volume.
Let me ask the rest of the audience then, because I haven't. Hang on, I suppose I could do this. Just bear with me, caller. Bear with me. Hang on, I've got a. Where's my mouse? There it is. Let me come around here.
Settings, for your microphones.
Yes.
Are they up as you normally have them? Because obviously I'm only just hearing you on my computer and it's at
I think people should be able to hear me. That's a monitor that I can hear how it goes out. So I would say that your computer is quiet. But I will ask the rest of the audience, can you hear me out there? Mother, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mother? We're just asking them now, Dean. Otherwise we can have a very quiet and intimate conversation that only you and I can hear. And they will wonder what it is, what ludicrous nonsense is coming out of our mouths.
Well, you could always try that, yes.
So Roxanne Maga says that the volume is fine. Andrew Norris says, I hear you. Paul Smith says that sounds okay to me. Andy Friesen says it's all good. Lovely Julia says it's great. Audrey Forbes says it's marvellous. Kevin Ramble says it's perfect. Marriott Genealogy says your ears have problems. Ed Loud says you're as deaf as a post. Jez Larser says... why don't you...
I'm not as deaf as a post. No, but it just seems odd because it normally is a lot louder than what it is.
Oh, I do beg your pardon. I don't know what to say. Look, everybody, the world and his brother. Hang on, there's a man just about to do brain surgery so he's just stopped. Oh, yes, he can hear me perfectly. There we are. Look at that.
That's all right.
Yeah.
As long as he hasn't got the coronavirus, that's fine.
No, he hasn't got the coronavirus. He's using a scalpel to do the brain surgery. He's doing not a lobotomy. What's that thing, that tree panning business?
Lobotomy.
Yeah, they get a lot of those foresters in. You know, the what do you call those people who chop down trees?
Yeah, foresters.
Yeah, forest. Well, there's another word for them, isn't there? The people who chop down trees in the back garden and take them away. Arborists. Arborists? No,
no. What do they call them?
I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
The word for somebody.
Yeah, the joke has gone now. The moment has gone.
A tree surgeon.
Yes, a tree surgeon. There we are. They do the tree panning or trepanning. Yes. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's lost. It's completely gone. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so is that what you rang up to do? Were you ringing on the complaints line?
No, I wasn't ringing on the complaints line. No, never. Actually, I was actually going to ask about your bike and what condition it was in.
Oh, well, it's in sparkling condition. Has got squeaky brakes, mind you. And I need some 3-in-1 oil. Do they do still do 3-in-1 oil?
Yes, they do, yes.
Ooh, that's marvellous. I do need some new tyres, though, because they are a bit like my head.
Do you know what size they are?
Well, it's sort of about that size, really. And I've only got the one. And
it's quite an old bike. If it's 26 by whatever it is, and I've got plenty of those brand new ones here.
Oh, have you? I think it's 28.
28?
Yeah, I think. I will have. I'll have to. Do you know what?
I'll have to have a look.
I'll bring the bike in. I'll play a video that I know is reasonably long, and I'll bring the bike in into the studio to watch, because it's in the kitchen. Now that people know I've got a bike, I have to bring the bike into the house and hide it under the bed, because you know what people are like. I've had 2 bikes nicked from my garden in 30 years. 2 bikes. Stupidly, I left them in the garden. One was undercover. The first bike was a lovely bike. It was nicked, never saw it again. The second bike had, you know, the pedals with the bar that goes into the bit at the bottom where there's a ratchet thing.
Yeah, the crankshaft.
The crankshaft. That had been buggered. So the pedals just went round and nothing happened. You know, it didn't turn the cog with the thing on it. So it was useless. So somebody came in the night, obviously peered over my fence, saw the bike, nicked the bike, and then I can imagine they tried to get on the bike and it just went nowhere.
Didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. So I thought, well, they must have just ditched it round the corner. But no, it was never seen again. Melted down, I think it was, to make bottle tops.
Scrap metal. It probably ended up in the tip.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, I'll bring it in and I'll show you what the bike is.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, if you need anything for it, I'm sure I've already got some bits for it here. So.
Oh right, that's very kind of you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I've got plenty of spares and bits and bobs.
Well, you're a lovely man. Are you still working? You still driving?
I am working. Yes, I did all of my round in Worthing today, and then I was drafted over to Eastbourne. Would you believe it?
I don't believe it. Eastbourne.
Yeah, I had to go to Eastbourne to help another driver out.
Gosh.
Are
you classed as a key worker?
Yes, I am. Yeah. I was actually talking to a nurse today at lunchtime, and I applauded her. And yes, I can hear the clapping in the background.
No, sorry, there was a fly in the studio. I was just getting a shock of it.
I'm actually classified as a key worker alongside the transport industry and all the NHS and all that sort of thing. But,
do you do shoes as well?
Shoes, yeah.
Yeah, Timpson's have closed down now, and I've got a heel that needs being put on.
I delivered about 50 boxes of shoes yesterday.
Oh, did you? That's nice.
Yeah, to a place in Worthing, yeah.
You get about, don't you? Eastbourne,
I do, yes.
Worthing, on your bike, mate. I'll go and I'll get my bike in. Everyone can have a nose, and then we'll find out what size the tyre is. How about that? Live on the show.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, everyone will know what size the tyre is, and then obviously we can drop off a couple of nice new tyres for you.
Yeah, and if you've got any spare shoes in the back of the lorry, let me know.
Shoes, yeah, I'll have a look. Yeah, I think it might be empty at the moment.
Oh.
Well, it was empty last time I looked in there.
Oh, fair enough. All right, Dean, it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, and you, Richard.
Take care.
Yeah, I look forward to watching it.
Yeah, just adjust your sound level a bit.
Well, I have. It's up on full volume. It's at 100, but it's normally a lot louder than what it is.
Oh, I'm so soggy. I don't know what to say.
Odd. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll take care, and I'll see you later.
Yes, I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There we go. The lovely Dean. Lovely Dean. He's working too hard, and the volume is up to 100. We've got 104, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourselves a clap. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been absolutely fantastic. I will go and get the bike. We need to play a video in. What about that? We've got 26 or 27 inch are common sizes for tyres. Is that what you're saying? 3 times 7 speed equals 28, says Nigel Sadler. Well, we'll bring the bike in. Gosh, isn't it amazing what you can do live on the thing? It's only in the kitchen, which is just around the corner. So we've got videos. Now, for those people who've just tuned in, thank you so much, for 102 of you. It's lovely to see you, and I do appreciate it. On this show, if you don't know, there's a bit of sort of light conversation. We try not to get into too much of heavy stuff, although sometimes I get a bit ranty, but we try to keep it light. We do like people to make a phone call into the show, but just hold your horses for a moment. And we show videos. People make their videos on their phones or whatever and tell us what they're up to. It basically just kills a bit of time. It's a bit of fun. You get to type to each other. Mr. Biggs out there says, I wonder if Richard could do a celebrity dance for breaking the 100 viewer threshold. A celebrity dance. Right, I don't know how a celebrity dance goes, but I'll give it a whirl. Bum, 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 bum. Yabba dabba da bab. There we go. That's my celebrity dance. Any other requests, do let me know. We're going to go over to a video first of all. Let's see if this is all working. Yes, it does seem to be. Right. I think we'll have a chat with Mike Dixon and see where he's been out walking the lovely Bella.
Hello from Southwick Marina. It's the Lady B Marina, very near the locks and the big power station at Southwick in West Sussex. It's a beautiful sunny morning, taking Bella for her morning walk, so we decided to come down here, and as you can see behind me, it's very beautiful, nice and sunny, a little bit of cloud now, but she's had a good playing around, so we're maintaining our distance from people, and we'll be out for just less than an hour and then we'll go home. But it's good for me and it's good for Bella to get out. She needs her exercise, and likewise I need mine. And we've seen loads of birds, great tits, robins, starlings, thrushes, and we've also seen loads of daffodils and bluebells, and a few primroses on the bank alongside the canal here at Shoreham. So it's very beautiful, just what the doctor ordered during this crisis. But yeah, soon we'll be heading home again. Okay, I'll hand you back to Richard in the studio. Bye bye.
There we go, the lovely Mike Dixon, who's out there in the chat room. Thank you so much, Mike, for sending in the video. How super is that down there at Southwick? It looks very nice. It's very. I think I have made a sort of video close to that. I need to do more in that area, really, which is very nice. What have we got here? Modern mountain bike, maybe 27.5 inches, says George's Railway. Hello, George Timpany. Nice to see you. We're in Sussex. Same people chatting, though. That's okay, don't worry. 100 people. Now, if you're watching and you've never given me a thumbs up before, let's see if we can get to 50 thumbs up, shall we? Let's just see if you can give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying even a bit of the content, you know, or if you're sitting there like most people who come to the Vobes show for the first time and go, what the hell? I appreciate that, but it does get a little bit catchy after a while. Look, ladies and gentlemen, a bicycle has arrived in the studio as if by magic. Let me move. It's called a Street Series Ventura, if somebody wants to look that up online. And here it is. I'm trying to see now what the tyre is. Hang on a mo. Let's just give you a closer look. I don't want that to fall over. It's not the easiest of things. Hang on a minute. I just got to press the button. No, not that button. I'm pressing him off. There we go. Press that one. Press that one. Press that one. Press that one. There we go. Oh, that was an effort, wasn't it? That was an effort. Right. Get the little webcam over here. Right. This is the bicycle. Now I've got to find... Here we go. Can you read any of that? That is, does that say 28 inches? I think that says 21. See what you make of that. I read that as, where's it gone? I've lost it now. You see, it's got these numbers. It says 40 to 62, 700 by 38C minus 28X, 1 times 158 times 1.5. I have no idea what any of that means. But, there it is. That is my bicyclette. Whew. So, yeah, does anybody manage to make out of that? Oh, it's hard work, this, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, whilst we get over that, we'll go to a phone call in a minute, but let's do another video because we've got a few videos to get in, and then we'll come back, talk bicycles, talk tyres, talk whatever you want to do. Really? So let's just switch this in. And let's have a look. Who's this walking down the path somewhere in Cumbria?
Hello, Romanauts. It's me again, the Northern correspondent, out on a walk. This is a very old Lonning. Country lanes up here. It's very old. I don't know exactly how old it is, but it's muddy but just listen to all those birds. And if we're lucky, we might see a deer. I was out with my two sons a fortnight ago and we spotted two deer again. The Northern correspondent. I didn't get the camera out on a walk to take a photograph of them. Very old to my left. Look at that. The blackthorn coming out there. Very nice. After a bit of colour to it. And you can see the ground's quite muddy underfoot. My partner and younger son are walking on behind, so I'm doing a bit of scouting ahead to make sure we can carry on. And it's so far so good. See, I'm walking very slowly. This is done with my camera, not my new GoPro, folks, because I can't get out to get a memory card for it. Dear me, this isolation's not doing me any good. I'm talking to myself. Or I could be talking to Andrew. Hello Andrew, how are you? How's things in Croatia? Anyhow, I'm going to stop once we get up to this stile ahead, because I will be needed from here on in, because I know the ground's not too good and my son will need some help climbing over fences and such like. So I'm going to stop now. Hope you're all well, and Richard, cheer up. It's not the end of the world, or is it? So I'm going to say goodbye now. You can see the path ahead, and bye bye. Have fun.
Well, I apologise for the jerkiness of that video there, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to just double check that it was encoded at 720p, and if it's not, mostly I usually do that, so I don't overly worry people. But if you can, when you send a video in, make sure that when you encode it, you do it to 1280 by 720p. Just look for that option. It's much easier. If it's too big, the computer's doing too many things and it can't re-encode it and spit it out right. So it's my fault, but if you can send it in at 720, then it saves them becoming a bit jerky. So sorry about that, Robert. We don't normally have an issue, but normally I'd shove it through something called Handbrake, which is a little program. Anyway, expecting a phone call from the lovely George in a minute, George Timpany, who rang in just whilst that was playing. I told him to ring back in a mo. Meanwhile, we're looking at bikes, and yes, what have we got here? Oh, hang on, here's a call. Funny enough, couldn't hear it ringing, which was a bit odd. Hello, mystery caller.
Welcome to the Tesco mobile messaging service. The person you're calling is unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone to...
Oh, I think I was calling out then. No wonder. Sorry about that, George. If you were ringing, do ring again. I think I'd obviously pressed the wrong button. It's one of those shows today. It's all going a bit... Here we go. This is it. I thought it was odd that I didn't hear anything. Hello to you.
Hello.
Hello.
You all right?
Yes, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. Surviving the coronavirus, you know.
This is George Timpany, who is... Where are you, George?
My mum's... What? I'm on the phone. Yeah. She's very overcome that I'm on the phone to you, you know?
I'm on the phone, Mum. Don't interrupt.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So-
I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right. Are you surviving? Because I know that now, so the viewers, because there's 96 people watching. You're internationally famous across the world, so we just need to set the scene. You're a young lad. How old are you?
14. Yeah, 14 now. Yeah, 14. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sure about that?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're 14, and you're into trains.
Amongst loads of other things.
Yeah. Amongst a number of other things, and you have a YouTube channel called George's
railway videos.
That's right. Yeah, railway videos. So people can check you out. You see, because people do like to check out the callers on this show if they've got a YouTube channel. It's a very friendly group. So anyway, so there you are. You're at home with your mum.
Yeah, I'm up in my room at the moment. Yeah.
And have you got all your brothers and sisters there as well?
Brothers, they're just downstairs.
Oh, are they? And
Yeah.
are you locked in with them for the whole time?
No, I'm still here I am, but at my dad's house I'm still allowed out over the road and out on my bike.
Oh, are you? So can you flip between the two families then?
Yeah, that's allowed as of now.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
as of now?
Yeah. Well, that's what
That's what your parents say.
that's what I
Get him out of the house. Get him out. Send him to his father's. Go on, send him. You can go to your father's, George. Now, thank you. Go to your father's. He can put up with you for a bit.
All these laws are changing so quick on the virus. You can't keep up, really, can you?
No, you can't. Do you know? Apparently, women are allowed to vote now. Who saw that coming? I know it's.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get out my YouTube videos, but I haven't been able to post for ages because of the weather, the storms, and then I've only just learned how to get my camera going.
Well, you do have to weather the storms when you're trying to get your camera going, posting videos on the Tube of Views. I haven't been out for months.
But guess what? I was gonna make a video this weekend. I was all set, but the Bluebell Railway, closed.
Oh,
So
how inconvenient! Just when you were ready to go and film, and they shut up the blooming railway.
But guess what? Hopefully, I'll be doing maybe a tunnel. I did a video on Grove Tunnel in Tunbridge Wells. No, I'm going to redo that video.
Oh, are you? You did it. You did a tunnel. You did a video on a tunnel, Grove Tunnel in Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah, the one that you did with Dumpman that time.
Yes, and you're going to do it again. You'll end up like Richard Vobes, walking round the same place time and time again, thinking, how can I make another video about exactly the same subject? This street, I walked this direction. Now I'm going to walk that direction. But this time I'm going to walk this side of the road. Next time I'm going to walk just on the white lines in the middle of the road.
I've got a few ideas as to what I can do different.
Okay. You could drive a train through it. Can you drive a train through that tunnel? A Hornby, little tiny Hornby.
Well, without rails there, a bit tricky.
No, but I bet no one's gone to a disused tunnel, put a line, like a narrow, a model line.
You say that. There was a TV programme once about this railway that they rode in Scotland, and they did I think it was a double O gauge model railway. They did.
They nicked my idea, have they?
Well, maybe you nicked theirs, who knows? But they put a model railway from where the railway was, across the route where the railway was going to be.
Yeah. And
then ran the train. That was quite interesting. That was quite a few years ago.
Was it? It was interesting, was it?
Yeah.
Can't think of anything more boring, personally. Sticking through a tunnel. That's a stupid idea. Who would have thought of anything like that? So what are you going to do tomorrow? What's your plan about? Are you doing some homeschooling there, George?
Yeah, doing a bit of homework. I mean,
give us an idea of the sort of homework you've been set.
We've only got three subjects, the core subjects: maths, English, and science. They're the compulsory ones. All the others.
Give me an English. Go on. What kind of thing do you do in English?
At the moment, we're studying Richard III, and we have to annotate.
That's history, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's a Shakespeare play that was done on it.
Oh, I see. I beg it was a Shakespeare play that was done on it.
Yeah, they're based on Richard III. Yeah.
Yeah, that old Shakespeare. He did it, did he?
And then science. Well, that's just a mixture of things, really. Everything we've done.
Doing anything about the coronavirus in science? That could be quite useful.
No, not yet. No. I expect by next year we'll probably be looking back at that.
Well, I imagine that'll be an O-level syllabus thing, won't it, for those people who are still alive?
Probably one day, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, who knows? We'll probably by next year probably still be doing research on it, even though it's fewer to know.
Yeah.
But at the end of this, we'll probably have to have a vaccine for it, won't we?
Yeah, I was going to get a vaccine, but I'm going to get a vacuum instead.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go around the house and any bits of corona I find, I'll just suck it up.
Suck them up, yeah.
Yeah.
And then at my dad's, I've got plenty of projects to keep myself busy with my bikes and my signal.
So what do you think? What do you think of my bike then? Did you see my bike?
Yeah, bike looks quite good.
Looks all right, doesn't it? It's got a tyre on it, chain, handlebars.
Yeah. Got all the key things. I
don't have a key. Don't need a key. I use a combination lock.
Oh, you say that, but
I do say that. I think that was me saying it. Was that me saying it? Did somebody else say that? Oh, somebody else was saying it. Yeah, no, go on.
I'm planning to another project for me across the months of quarantine. I'm thinking of putting a 2-stroke motor on one of my bikes.
A 2-stroke motor attached to a bicycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get them kits. I mean,
What is that? Like a lawnmower? Is that you're saying like a lawnmower engine you attach to a bicycle?
Pretty much, but it's like designed. But I've got 18 bikes.
Well, I'm sorry. Lawnmowers are also designed. You know, they don't just pop out of the ground like grass.
That's true.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I do say something sensible. I haven't yet.
Well, it'd be nice if grass didn't grow, because then you wouldn't have to mow it, would you?
Yeah, well, then you wouldn't have got the two-stroke engines. They would know no reason to make them, and you wouldn't be then attaching one to your bike.
That's true. Two-stroke engines probably originated from mowers originally. No?
Yeah. Why is it called two strokes? Is it like 2 strokes and it goes?
What it is, it's just 2-stroke motor. You put oil mix into the petrol, and a 4-stroke motor. You put you have the oil actually in the engine to lubricate the cylinders and the and yeah, that's what lead is as well, because you have lead in some petrol to lubricate the cylinders. It's very complicated.
Telling me it's complicated. Well, that's marvellous. Thank you so much, George, for ringing in. You've befuddled my brain, but I've been educated.
Well, now you know, don't you?
Now I know exactly. Thank you for calling in.
All right, speak to you soon.
Yeah, take care.
Video making.
Yeah,
I've got some ideas from past videos that I've filmed. Maybe I can post and edit.
Yeah, excellent, marvellous. Couldn't ask for more. Tutty, bye.
See you soon.
Yeah, all the best, George.
Right, bye.
Bye. Oh, there we are. The lovely George Timperley, who is quarantined with his family and got lots of things to do there with his 2-stroke engine. Bless him. Mr. Big says, this is similar to taking acid and ended up in a field. Yeah, what, the show? Yeah, it probably is, actually. Dave says it's a taddy it's a taddy underfoot. I'm sorry, I'm muddling up my worms. Mike Stevens says, let's hope they go back to imperial, but please not pennies, shillings, half-crowns and half-tanner again. Oh, I long for those days. Pounds, shillings and pence and all of that. Learning what a florin is and the halfpenny and a 10-shilling note, half a bob note. Oh, marvellous. That was good. Hang on. The conversation has moved on quite a bit. I'm just coming down to catch up with the Seeley Chases here and there. Just got here, marvellous. Glenn Johnson says it'll be history. That's true. We're in the making of history. Dean Cooper says a cycle master. They were made years ago. My brother had one, an engine-propelled cycle. Oh, so it's not a new idea. No idea what he's talking about. No, neither have I. We have another call on a private number. I don't normally take private numbers, so I'm a bit wary. Let's find out who this is. Hello?
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 Hello.
Hello.
I'm a new caller.
Fantastic. Welcome to the show.
I've recently found your Bold Explorer channel on YouTube.
Okay.
When you were travelling along the canal with Julia.
Oh,
yes. Kennet and Avon Canal.
That's right, yeah.
And then I've managed to come along to the Vobes show as well.
Fantastic. What's your name?
So my name's Kyle.
Tile. And are you...
Kyle.
Kyle, I beg your pardon,
Yeah.
Kyle. Are you in the chat room? You know, on the comment thing?
No.
No,
I'm not.
No, that's all right. It's just that, you know, because I'm sure everyone will say everyone's very friendly on this group, so don't be nervous or anything like that. And thank you very much. People there, look, the lovely Julia already. Hi, Kyle. There we are.
Well, thank you. And I live in Bath.
Do you? You've got that.
Yeah.
You've got that accent, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's nice. I like that.
Thank you.
I'm probably bastardising it, mind. But I do wish I had a nice accent like that, because I think they're lovely.
Thank you.
So you live in Bath. Tell me, do you live near that great big, you know, the famous crescent?
Not quite, no, but I live by the Great Pulteney Street.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and at the end is the Holborn Museum.
Ah, we see. And if you watched our videos, you'll know that we went to Bath, but we really only had about 2 hours. And we just went where all the tourists went, and then we had to go back to our boat, which was a bit. And of course, the weather was grim when we went. Where would you recommend if somebody was coming to Bath now and wanted to see nice things but not get into the tourist trap? Where would you send them?
It's a bit difficult, really. At the moment, because
well, obviously now, go anywhere you like because there's nobody there.
But the countryside's very nice.
Yes.
If round Bath, if you're not really too bothered about if you want to avoid the tourists.
Right, yes. No, I thought you were going to say something. Yeah, I thought you were going to say the countryside's very nice if you don't mind the hills and the trees and things.
But if you want to see the city, as a lot of people do,
yep,
then you have to be in the hustle and bustle of the tourists.
And presumably tourists are there all year round, are they?
Not all year round, no. The winter tends to be a bit quiet.
And have you been in the baths?
I haven't. I've been in because as a resident of Bath,
yep,
you're entitled to a card, and that allows you free entry to the Roman baths and the museum.
Oh right, that's a novelty, isn't it? That you are a resident of Bath, they give you a free entry ticket.
Yeah.
Like the golden ticket, like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory ticket.
Indeed.
Fantastic. What is... I remember years and years ago, I used to do entertaining, juggling, unicycling, fire eating and that sort of stuff. And I went to Bath and they had a private function in one of the Roman baths there. And I was dressed as a harlequin, of all goddamn awful things that I've ever done in my life. I've done some embarrassing things, and that was one of the most embarrassing. In this terrible skimpy outfit with pom-poms going down and a silly white face and a sort of cone hat, one of these things.
Oh dear.
I know, terribly embarrassing, but you know what it's like when you need money, you do anything. Nearly anything. So I dressed up as a harlequin, but we were outside this one of the Roman baths there, or the Roman bath, wherever it was, and they never let us go and see it. So I stood outside and we were welcoming, all these corporate high and mighty people in their nice suits and all of that, and welcoming them in some sort of Shakespearean fashion. I don't know quite why. We should have been dressed as centurions or something, would have been better.
Yeah.
Splashing about in a plastic bath out the outside with a rubber duck. That would have been much more appropriate. I suppose you don't get many people walking about with plastic ducks in the Roman baths, do you?
No.
Do they still have water in the baths up there?
In the museum Roman baths, yeah. But you're not allowed to get in the water anymore because there was infection or some sort in the water that they found.
Oh right.
But
piranhas.
Not quite.
Piranhas in their pajamas. Wasn't that a kids' TV series? Piranhas in it. Anyway.
Bananas in pajamas.
Oh yeah, bananas. There we are. Slightly different.
But there is another. It's a spa which is hot water and so on. That you can visit.
Ah, yeah. Oh, marvellous. I must come back to Bath and see the sights, and obviously, as you say, come when the tourists aren't there, and also we're not in lockdown.
Yes, indeed. It'd be good for you to do a video on Bath. It'd be lovely.
Yeah, no, we'll have to come and meet and have a nice cup of coffee with you, Kyle.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
That would. Thank you so much for ringing in. It's so nice to have new voices on the show and new people coming along. Are you enjoying this? Is this the first time you've come to the show?
Thank you. I've been watching you for 2 nights now.
Oh, right.
And
still watching?
Yeah, and I have noticed that your calendar has moved.
Ah, yes. The calendar was there. And I've moved it up there. Oh, yeah, people can't see it. Hang on a minute.
No.
This would be a slight delay to you, but to everybody else,
yeah.
I'm just going to come back and put my webcam on. Hang on a second. And I'm just showing everybody the calendar. Yeah, I moved it because... I'll bring it down. I'll get it down in a minute. I moved it because... very kindly, one of my lovely, generous patrons had purchased for me this neon sign behind me, which says the Bald Explorer and has my head on it.
Yes.
I think, people want my head on a platter. Be good at the Roman baths, you see. You could moor up to it like a boy. And yeah, so I wanted that in a prominent place. Although this is the Vobes show, which of course I've got the Vobes show in the wrong place because that's always behind my head.
Yeah.
But when the lovely Julia's in, and we normally, occasionally do the show together, it's perfect. But she
It's
obviously,
in the centre, yeah.
yeah, she can't get over here. You see,
No, which is a shame.
it is a shame, but never mind. But yeah, that was very observant of you.
I'm very observant.
After 2 watches of the show, so you obviously, you must be slightly quirky to want to watch because the whole of the audience there, it's we're all a bit mad.
Well, we have to be. If we were all the same, we'd be very boring.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you. So nice to talk to a fellow madman.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Right. Well, I better get on and do another video or something. But
okay.
Do call again.
I will do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care, Carl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we are. What about that? Carl, all the way from Bath. So nice. If you're a new caller, do feel that you can call in. It was really nice. And everyone's been so kind there and making him feel welcome because that's the kind of show it is. It is like that. Let me just show you a bit closer up of the calendar. Hang on, I'm going to get past my bike now. There's so much junk in this studio. So this is from last year, ladies and gentlemen. That is the April one. These were put together by a viewer, Nigel Sadler, very kindly put it. And that is Liz Housden and I, taken from when we did the Bald Explorer episode on the Isle of Wight, which we have talked about going back to do some more videos, obviously when we are allowed out of the house. So that's all good, wasn't it? So lots of people chatting away in the thing. But I think we'll get on to another video, if that's okay. Joe Curry says, great phone call. Was great, wasn't it? Wasn't it lovely? So nice when new people ring in. It's nice when anybody rings in, to be honest. Otherwise, I would be... What kind of a show would it be? I'd be twiddling my thumbs here. Right, let's just twiddle a few knobs over here. Press a few special buttons. I'm always slightly wary when I press a button. There we go. So on the show tonight, let's see. Oh, yes. Let's have a little bit of history now, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Barry Stevens has been out to look at his local church, which is a very interesting church. I did find this very interesting, Barry, especially how the tower is made of a different material from the rest of the church. And lovely to see Faden, your son, who makes a magical appearance. Well, several. So here is Barry Stevens and his son, and they're looking at the local church.
Hello everyone, Barry Stevens here. I'd just like to do a little short video about my local church, Odium All Saints Church in Hampshire. I'd just like to introduce you to my son, Faden.
Hello everybody and stay safe.
Okay, that's my son and I'll get back to you when we approach the church. See you then. So here we are at the church, walking up the entrance between the trees. We won't be able to go in the church, obviously. All religious buildings have been closed. But this current church first had religious activity, so the church started being built in the, you can tell them, Faden?
11th century.
Yep, in the 11th century. We obviously can't get in, it's been closed off due to the virus. When we get round to the other side of the church, I'll start the video again. See you in a minute. I'd just like to show you this very nice, what I think is a yew tree, which you find a lot in graveyards. I'm not quite sure why they plant yew trees, but that is why. And here's the church from the south side. It's an Anglican church. It's made with the same flint and rubble as the nearby Odium Castle. Richard will probably remember. It's made with this kind of flint that's local in the area. The churchyard itself is not very big, but it does have some quite old tombs and graves in, as you can see. And this is the east side of the church. Then you have the tower, there, the flag of St George flying. This churchyard actually has the tomb of Robert Mays, who was the founder of a local school here, which I will show you soon. This is actually a Grade 1 listed building of Gothic and Tudor styling. It's had different sections built over the years. And this is the path that walks down by the north side. You can't see the stained glass windows from this area, but when you're inside and the light is shining through, they're quite amazing. Yeah. Very well done. Very colourful.
You can kind of see the colour now, but not really.
Yeah, you can slightly see the colour.
Yeah. Well, that one looks a bit better because it's got a bit of colour at the moment.
It has. You can see some blues and reds in there. You probably can't see that on the camera.
And yellow.
And yellow. Anyway, I'll get back to you in a moment. 3.
This is Robert Mays' grave.
Yep, this is Robert Mays' grave, who founded the local school. You probably won't be able to see that. He founded another school as well, called Mayhill.
I'm really sorry about the jerky quality of the videos coming out here. It's either the processor is streaming. Sometimes, if they're not 720, sometimes the 1080s play all right, and then sometimes they don't. So I apologise for that. I'm going to make sure that in future all of them are, even if I have to process them all myself. I know that a couple of people have processed them at 720, and they obviously it obviously worked. But I'm sorry about that. Just one of those things tonight. Been a bit busy. I love how smooth your video is, Barry, says Mark Selwood. So maybe it was smooth for some people, or maybe it just got jerky as it was processing it. Who knows? Anyway, how are we doing on the time? It's 9:08 now. As ever, I normally try to get these shows to succinctly stay within an hour, and the last few days we've been going down to about an hour and a half, which is fine. It's not like, we're going anywhere. We haven't got to get up to go to work in the morning. Well, some of us possibly have, key workers and what have you. But most of us are lounging about, doing nothing. Me, I should probably be on my bicycle. Oh, where's my bike gone? My bicycle's disappeared. Anyway, we didn't establish whether Dean Cooper's got some new tyres for my bike. Dean, are you still out there? Did you manage to work out whether you've got tyres that you could flog to me for my bicycle? Because they will be going bald, and I probably need some new inner tubes on them as well. But do let me know on that front. How are we doing on the comments there? The sound is very good in this video, despite the obvious wind in one part, says Ed Loud. The microphone's picking up the vocals very, very well. Yes, if you'd like to make a video, if you've never done it before, it's very simple. We just urge you to, if you're using your phone, to film that way, widescreen or horizontal, rather than portrait. People often do, sorry, my food is repeating on me, portrait for things like Instagram, but it'd be good to do it that way because we're watching everything in widescreen on this, mostly. Well, we are. It's all in that widescreen thing. Kevin's Ramble says, well done, Barry, and a nice lad you've got there. Faden, very nice. Very nice chap. You should do some more with him. He was great. Just a shout out for my brother David, filling his Coke can with another soft drink to save getting up for a cup. The king of slobbiness, bless him. What's his name? Oh, David. Yeah, hello, David. You fill up your goblet of sugarness, mate. You sit there on that couch like a big potato. Is he a big lad? Is he vicious or anything? He won't come and get me, will he? Roxana Major says we'll have to visit there. Yes, it does look very nice. What I liked is the brick tower, very different from the rest of the church. It did look very nice. Fiona Cooper says, Dean's got an idea. He's going to ring you, Richard. Thank you very much. Mark Selwood says, all right, for the rest of you furlonged to pay for a holiday for 6. Now, this furlonged thing, that's a word that we never used to use, isn't it? That's a word that I bet nobody ever used that word. Who's used that word? It's only in the last few days. The government has... It's like... Do you remember when they were coming out with that word redacted? Nobody ever heard of it. What are you talking about? What was the thing that kept getting redacted? It was a few years ago, and it was everywhere. Certain text was coming out. It was being redacted. Was these the cables that Lord Snowden had leaked? Somebody had leaked them. And everything was redacted, it was all in this blacked out ink. We'd never used that term. Nobody ever knew it was, what's he talking about? Redacted. Now everybody's, furlonged, or whatever it is, and we've never heard that term before. They come out with these very strange terms. I'm sure they just make them up, don't they? They make them up. Julia says, Richard, would you say hi to Andy, Stacey's Kyle, please? Yes, I will. Andy, Stacey and Kyle, hello, how are you? Are you coping? Are you surviving? Who's been the worst to deal with? Father or Andy, Stacey's Kyle? Presumably daughter. Who's been the worst to deal with? Has it been dad or is it daughter? Stephen Musco says, I've thought about that. It's an army word, says Robert Croser. Is it what, furlonged? It's an army word. Oh, that's all right. Well, I've never been in the army, so, they wouldn't tolerate me, I don't think. I thought furlong was a distance. Yes, I thought furlong was, 3 perches and a pole and a Dutch oven at the end of it. I thought that's what a furlong was. And it's pronounced furloughed. I think it is pronounced furloughed, but it's spelt oddly. Furloughed is a made-up word by Boris Johnson, says Mark Selwood, down there in Cornwall. It's lovely, Rich, isn't it? Lovely? It's lovely, isn't it? Richard, furlonged. We've all been furlonged, Richard, haven't we? It's beautiful, isn't it? Being furlonged. I love being furlonged, Richard. Hello, Nikki. Are you furlonged? No, she's not even fair-haired. Furlough, here we go, is leave in the forces, says Mary at Genealogy. Oh, right, okay, thank you very much. Yeah, it's furloughed. All right, furloughed. Furloughed. The road is only furlong. The road is the only one I've heard, says Jack Carline. Yes, I said Kyle, not Kylie. Oh, God, I've done it. Sorry, sorry, Kyle. It's not Kylie. Not Mrs. Minogue. Kylie Minogue? It's not Mrs. Minogue. No, it's Kyle. Sorry. I've cocked it up, Andy. I've cocked it up. Just for that, you don't have to come tomorrow and watch the show. You can have a night off. You can have a night off. I do apologise. Breaking news, says Steve Pilfold. He says, breaking news. Apparently, Matt Hancock has just said on TV it's okay to go for a drive to have a walk. Is that true? Is that... Everyone will be out in their cars now. Is that true, Mr. Pilfold? You're not winding us up, are you? I don't want you to wind us up, Mr. Pilfold. Is that true?
Hello, everyone.
Oh, hang on. Stop. Sorry about that. I have a habit of forgetting to leave the buttons on when I go to do my videos. It's a nuisance. Mr. Pilfold, let's go to your video because you've been out for a walk. Let's see. Now, I know you've encoded this at 7:20, so let's see if this is going to stagger or not. Maybe it's you're that's staggering. But I'd be interested to know if that is actually true, the breaking news. Do let us know. I shall scan the comments and see. Meanwhile, over in Pevensey, Mr. Pilfold is out for a walk with his lovely dog.
Good evening, everyone. It's Steve Pilfold here on the Vobes Show, taking my daily exercise on the outskirts of my village. And it's a lovely, peaceful evening. A lot more peaceful than when I came along here the other day, when we saw about 30 odd people. There's Sky, and put her on the lead because there's a lovely ditch just here full of smelly water. I don't really want her climbing into there because it'll mean she'll need to be hosed down when I get home. So yeah, it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm going to try and get this through to the Vobes Show. I hope that you're all keeping well. Being stuck indoors is not much fun. Find myself fortunate really that I'm able to go to work, despite the fact that in some ways, you don't want to be exposing your family to that risk by going to work, but need to do these things. And it does break the monotony that I know a lot of people have been suffering from. There's that smelly ditch there. new housing estate being built here, unfortunately, on the edge of our village. But it's still a nice quiet country lane, able to take a stroll directly from my house and listen to the bird song. Anyway, nice to speak to you all. Keep well. And myself and Sky, we'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.
Sorry, I was falling asleep then. No, I wasn't. I was studying the comments. Because I've seen all the videos. That did seem to be nice and smooth. Well done, Steve. Everyone's complimenting you on your voice. Of course, you do a radio show during the fireworks season, so well done on that. And of course, you work in the railways. And of course, I guess that the next connection is: do you do the railway announcements? The train arriving on platform 4 is destined for the COVID virus, which has now got over 1 million worldwide. Just been announced. There's a lot of announcing going on. Is that the 9 o'clock news? Has somebody been doing the 9 o'clock news? I've not seen head or sight of where in Sussex since he made that announcement. Perhaps he's got into his car and gone for a walk. Is that true? I still want to know. Is that true that we can take our cars to a place of interest and what have you? Barry Stevens says, I won't get 80% wages. We've been corrected on the correct pronunciation. Audrey Forbes Hamilton tells us it is furlough. And Barry says he won't get his 80% wages. He's a chef because I have no work now because I've not been in my job for a month as I've changed jobs, even though I went from one job to another and never claimed benefits. What are you going to do, Barry? What are you going to do? This is there must be. I mean, the thing is, there's got to be a demand for decent chefs like you, and in key working places where they need food, like on a ward. Not that I'm saying you go and work on a ward, but like in Meals on Wheels for people who can't get out. There must be somewhere that would actually have some money to give you in the meantime and give you the excuse to get out. I don't know. Laura Riddle says, I've just had a look and can't see anything about being able to go out in the car for a walk. Where in Sussex says, message I got said it was on question time. And he said, as long as you don't meet up with anyone that isn't your family that you live with. Oh, right. You see, this is weird because it becomes a bit rumour mill now, doesn't it? That he's made the announcement on question time. So people are taking their main stance of what they can do from the main government briefings, because that's when they make their announcements. And then for him to maybe clarify it, but clarify it on a programme that not everybody's going to watch. So people will get in their cars tomorrow. They'll go somewhere. Other people will be outraged. There'll be a lot of tyre slashing going on, you're not supposed to be going out. It's a bit naff to do it like that. They need to make all these things much clearer and more beneficial, because somebody listening to my show thinking, oh, I heard him say, because one of his viewers said that a friend of his had a message on about question time. It's like Chinese whispers. No offence to the Chinese, and that's not racist. Thank you. Just before anyone says, just because they're Chinese whispers, I mean, they could have been Arabian whispers. They could have been Arabian whispers. But then Arabians only have nights. We used to have nights. They used to go round the round table. They used to go round the table, and now they've gone off for a long walk on a short pier. I don't know what I'm talking about. Judith says, Matthew Holdworth just mentioned it in the SMT chat, so it must be right. That's the senior management team, by the way. We're in Sussex. I can't investigate further at this time as I'm watching you. Very important that you stay watching and focused, Steve Pilfold. Thank you very much for that. My wife just confirmed it on question time, says Steve and Musco. So it must be true then. Kevin's Ramble says it muddles the water again if the water wasn't muddled. Well, it does. It does, doesn't it? We're going to see the police. I hope the police have been informed, because if they haven't, they'll be sending their drones. They'll be sending the police dogs out. We'll have all sorts of chaos and mayhem. The main government briefing has never said you can't go for a walk. The law introduced it. It was the interpretation they gave yes, it was an interpretation the law gave that you couldn't go in your car. And many of you see, the problem is the media. The media ask these awkward questions so that they'll ask one of the police regions, the chief constable of the Peak District or Derbyshire Police, and he'll say, "Oh, I know, we don't encourage anyone getting in their car, and if they do, we're going to go after them with our special drones and blow them out of the sky like some computer game. That's what we're going to do." And then that gets on national television and everybody thinks, oh, right, okay, so you can't go in your car. And then another police constable chief person will be going, well, it doesn't actually say you can't do that. I don't see any problem with it whatsoever. And then Lord Sumptuous, he comes out and he says, I can't see there's any problem with it. And we're all going, well, you said this and he said that and they claimed this and they've done it. And he's going out and look, he's on his feet and he's got a little camera in his hand. He's making a film. Oh, that's no good. And nobody knows what the hell's going on. We're all going, oh my God, what can we do? Can we do that? Can we not do that? It's very, it's the main thing is keeping social distance and staying at home as much as possible, but being able to go out for exercise and peace of mind. That's really all you've got to go for. And I know they've passed all this new legislation, but the problem is we don't know what that legislation is. All we know is that it's doom-mongering, and it's going to be this great big tome of stuff which normally would have taken 20 years to sort of sit through and bounce between the Lords and then the Commons and back again and all that to pass. But they've passed it, and everyone's gone, I disagree with it, but I'm letting it go through, which does seem to be... So we don't know what Decronian... I can't even say the word now. Decronian... What is the word? These terrible powers... What's the word? Decronian? That's not the word. Decronian? Can somebody write the word, the right Decronian? I can't say it now. I've lost the will. Keep the roads off the road, accidents block up A&E. Yes, that's true, says 58 South Winds. That's very true. Jada Jones says it's very contradictory. It is, we don't quite know. Is this part of the rant, says Paul Smith. He says, getting his cup of cocoa ready. He says, oh, is this the rant we have? The part of the rant, I'll just get my cocoa and I'm all ready, and my cheesy biscuits, and I'm all ready for the... No, this is just me not quite blowing my top. But it is interesting. Linda Kane says maybe they're hoping that there's chaos on the roads this weekend so that then they can introduce harsher lockdown. Linda Kane's conspiracy theorist. I never had you down for it, but you could be... Draconian! There we are, I got the R in the wrong place. Draconian! Thank you so much. God, it's so embarrassing when you can't speak the Queen's English correctly. Goodness sake. Thank you very much. Now, how are we doing? We've done everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we will go away from all this nonsense now. Because, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. We have the Andrew Norris moment. This, I have been so excited about playing this video the moment it came in. It is absolutely top-notch. Andrew Norris, you are a star. You've made me laugh and smile. And I hope there's no jerkiness in this at all. So, no need to get depressed. No need to get down in the dumps. This will lift your spirits. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Andrew Norris moment, all the way in Croatia.
Hello, Vobesters. We are just going to brave it and go outside for a walk. But I thought I'd show it to you from Zorro's perspective. Here we go.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out?
Okay, Zorro, shall we make a move home? I think now would be a good time. Quite a lot of people around now. Let's go home, hey?
Fantastic. It made me giggle. It made me the moment he laughed at the beginning, it just made me giggle. That was just classic. Well done, Andrew. Now, I hope, well, you probably couldn't tell if it was jerking with the camera on Zorro, but that was fantastic and well worth waiting for that moment in the show. And of course, Andrew will upload that to the Bald Explorer Facebook group, no doubt, tomorrow or later on this evening or whenever you like, so you can watch it again in full HD quality without the jerkiness. And if anybody wants to upload their videos that they've put, if it's got heritage, landscape and nature, if you want to put that in the Bald Explorer Facebook group, you're very welcome to do that. If it's that sort of thing, that would be lovely. It's nice to share all those things, as long as it's to do with the landscape, heritage and nature. It's but I think taking the dog out for a walk is perfectly acceptable. Anything that's just addressed to the Vobes show in a Vobes showy way, that's not, then probably not. Anyway, everybody's saying how marvellous that was. That was fantastic. It is 9:28, so that's come to the end of another show. Thank you very much. 90. We hit over 100 viewers. I'm absolutely staggered and thrilled. Thank you for those people who've come for the very first time. We've got 63 likes. Give me a like if you've enjoyed the show. Really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe. We do the show every night at 8 o'clock during the crisis. I was doing it Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, but seeing as we're all walled up and we all need a bit of fun and entertainment, doing the show every night. Don't worry if you can't miss it every night, but just tune in after 8. If you want to make a video, that would be fantastic. The instructions on where to send it are in the description. Send it to my email address via the service at wetransfer.com, a web browser, which just makes the transportation of the videos very easy. That's it. Thank you so much for everybody. Hope you stay safe. Don't all get in your cars tomorrow and go somewhere, but just bear in mind that that seems to be the news. That's very encouraging. And I hope to be out and about making some video. Maybe that's given me a bit more leeway. Perhaps the Prime Minister was just sort of going, that Richard Vobes, he can't get out to make his videos. Perhaps we just give him a little bit of leeway so he can go and do a few more of the videos, which would be good. Fiona says, I don't watch TV. I only watch Richard. Fiona, I love you. Thank you so much for that. So there we go. Good night, one and all. Great fun, as ever. I will catch up with you tomorrow. There'll be another video. I'm on my bike tomorrow in the morning video, so watch out for that. But for now, I've lost my camera. But for now, thanks for watching. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.